Баю-баюшки, баю, не ложися на краю, с краю свалишься, переплачешься. Придет серенький волчок и ухватит за бочок, и ухватит за бочок, и утащит в лесок, и утащит в лесок под ракитовый кусток, где волки воют, детям спать не дают, где волки воют, детям спать не дают. Баю-баюшки, баю, не ложись.
I suddenly felt her breathing. Her, recognizing her as her. I suddenly felt her breathing over the intervening century, over a barrier of thick glass she had somehow managed to erect around herself when she had been meaning to construct it around other. The other slipped away, but the glass remained, and she was left inside. I suddenly felt her breathing so close it raised the hairs on the back of my neck. In these kind of museums, dead don't stay dead. Ghosts never get left alone. Someone's underwear, someone's dog hair gloves, somebody's bones, Granny's bones, Granny's bones, soup of Granny's bones.
I say, cover your kettle. Here comes Tilka. For goodness sake, don't let him see you making soup of his granny's bones. Miss Curtis, 1914. Galchicha. I drew over the painted-over daguerreotypes, painted what she had painted. She, Masha, Maria, Marie Antoinette Duchablitska. Ridiculous. I painted over the painted-over daguerreotypes, instituting my reality over hers, over theirs in transparent layers, so that we could see they were painted, see the craft, not the reflection, see the camera always has its opinions, anthropology caught red-handed in the act of creation, see the seeing that altered the scene. Finally, it was among the shady gardens of Oxford, in the midst of the splendid wealth of British libraries and under the influence of British methods of research, that a new side of my interest in Siberia was awakened. My studies in the science of man, in the school where that branch of research first took on the form and dignity of a science, turned my mind towards those little-known people who have lived from immemorial times on those broad lands, and though their hunting grounds have shrank before the advance of Europeans, still hold their own in regions that are destined before many years have passed to echo to the woodman's axe and the stroke of the miner's pick. At last I too was sent to Siberia. The Siberiaks along the river were puzzled to know by what names they should call us, spies or traitors or suffragetki, but they had also their own names for each of us. Miss Haviland, whom they hardly ever saw unaccompanied by her gun, was the boy. What should a woman know of guns? Miss Curtis of the busy pencil was the writing woman. Their name for me was not suggested by my observations or inquiries, for my writing down of legends and vocabularies, for my manipulation of their heads and faces with outlandish instruments. All this they set down to the natural curiosity of a stranger, or a peculiar foreign way of entertaining guests. What I was there for, they thought, was to cure their stomach aches, their headaches, and any other ailment that their own shamans could not or would not banish. Had I not a wonderful healing box, and was it not clearly in that my virtue lay? So I was the healing woman. Maria Chaplitska, 1916. The director of the Baikit Ethnographic Museum, an Ganasan woman who shared my name, wanted me to film the Aule, small household gods of the Ket people who live along the Yenisei, made of wood, turned dark with household smoke. People still have their Alel, but they'll never show it to you, even to me, she told me. These had been taken from the villages in the 1970s. I hesitated. Wouldn't it be wrong to film gods that shouldn't be seen? What we will do, she said, is this. She opened up the glass display cases, brought out a small pewter hip flask, and sprinkled vodka on the little gods, saying a prayer in Evenki, and putting in front of them each a few candies in bright wrappers. Now we will put them in the chum, she told me, and you can film them with the lights off. That way it will not be disrespectful, but the Aule will still be able to see the English people who are watching your film. Staring into obscurity, I see myself mistaken. Looking for what I do not understand, I find myself observed. We don't dance for the performances, we just dance when the music is cool. Dasha, Evenki Girl, by Pitt, Internet, 2019.
Not long after this, some bones taken by Mr. Hall from a Samoyed grave were boiling in a pot in front of our log hut. To avoid being misunderstood, I will say that this measure was necessary in order to clean the bones. They were what remained of the grandmother of our Samoyed friend, Tilka. Miss Curtis was behind the shanty. Suddenly I was dismayed by a shout from her.
I say, cover your kettle. Here comes Tilka. For goodness sake, don't let him see you making soup of his granny's bones.
Maria Czeplitska, 1914. Hear them rattle in the empty halls of memory. 1,000 cookpots boiling over slow fires. Cleaning up bones, cleaning up photographs, quarrels of our grandmothers, clonk, clonk. Waking up young ones when the old ones can't sleep. Gotta trim the lamp. Indeed, I forgot my weariness in the beauty of the tundra, bathed in the pink glory of the low sun, which rose about 1 o'clock as we crested the landward slope of the second range of hills we had crossed in the twilight of evening 4 hours before. The sun came up, as it seemed, through an archway of tender light in the slowly flushing east. The dawn had been accompanied by a light drizzle of rain, and as the wind from the river swept this back from us, the level rays traced a perfect rainbow on the gauzy curtain of mist. The dank pools among the sodden mosses and grass, so desolate looking before, were splashed now with the colors of a post-impressionist's palette. We had not yet reached the crest of the range, and the sky seemed so close, and the sun loomed so large over the hilltops, that I forgot the world was round, and had a queer feeling of approaching the threshold of infinite space. Maria Czeplitska, 1915.
Переплачешься, придет серенький волчок и ухватит за бочок, и ухватит за бочок, и утащит в лесок, и утащит в лесок под ракитовый кусток, где волки воют, детям спать не дают, где волки воют, детям спать не дают. Баю, баюшки, баю, не ложись на краю. Придет серенький волочок, тебя схватит за бочок. Придет серенький волочок, тебя схватит за бочок. Тебя схватит за бочок и утащит в лесок. С краю свалишься, переплачешься, придет серенький волочок, не ложись на краючок. Придет серенький волочок и утащит за бочок, и утащит за лесок, под ракитовый кусток, где волки воют, детям спать не дают. Где волчок не ходи, нашу Машу не буди. Нам волчок не ходи, нашу Машу нашу